Alright. Let's see if this actually works. Alright. I'm attempting to record DCS in... Attempting to record DCS. Let's see if this actually works. And this is the test. Let's see if DCS World can actually work and record in VR. So this is the AJS37 Viggen, and I'm going to attempt to have some fun here. Let me set my trim a little. And the hardest part about this VR thing is then I gotta lift my thing up and do Shift F10. There we go. Yeah, I think the hardest thing about this is just getting used to not being able to reach for the keyboard for stuff, which is a pain in the ass. Okay. One thing I will admit, I'm juggling here, hold on. Okay, one back. So I got my little hand controllers. Okay, that's that. Oh, don't want to do that. Okay. So I have to admit, the cockpit itself looks pretty freaking amazing. Like, the 3D of the cockpit is really awesome. It just takes some getting used to. What did I do? How did I turn off? I must have turned off my damn HUD somehow. God damn it. What button did I hit? Ugh, this is fucking annoying. But I mean, the immersion factor is really cool. It just sucks that I've turned off my HUD now and I don't know how to turn it back on. It's like I hit a button with one of my fingers here and didn't realize it. And reaching for the keyboard is just weird. Let me fly this again. And let's see if I can make it work. Hopefully my microphone's actually working too, because that's been kind of a big old pain in the ass for me recently. Go back one, I got rockets, there we go. Got all my afterburner. Alright, let's get this thing trimmed a little bit. Holy cow. Trying to get some level flight. That's a little better. Alright, and then I gotta do this again. Kind of peek under my goggles to turn off the things. So I'm not even in burn 1. There we go. That's burn 1. I'm going to stay behind these guys. So far, I'm actually able to see a lot of things a little bit better in some ways, even though it's lower resolution, which is kind of weird. The ability to just poke around the cockpit really nice like this is pretty cool. The Track IR did that, but it seemed, I don't know, compared to this, that seems really jerky. I guess I didn't know any better, so, you know, that was as cool as it was. How was I to know any different? And the mirrors are really cool. Like, check that out. And just the detail, like in the cockpit, like look at the texture. And you can actually poke your head outside and be like, oh, look at that. The harder part for me is the fact that it's a one-to-one scenario. So for me to look at my 6 is nearly impossible because I don't have a head like an owl. You know, I can't just poke my head around like that. There is a key to reset. Hold on. It's this, and one of these. There we go. That's what I was looking for, to sit back a little bit. So I got to get used to these VR zoom features. Now I'm sitting kind of further back in the cockpit. Where are my guys at? They're down there. So one thing I've noticed right away is that kind of zooming in and doing stuff on the ground seems a lot easier to me for some reason. Even though this is much less detail. Where did my target area go to? Here I'm sitting there talking and not paying attention. I think it's over there. Yeah, I'm just sitting here yapping away and not paying attention to things. And I'm getting about 40 FPS at the moment, which isn't completely as bad as I thought it would be when I'm so used to so many more frames per second. And just the ability to like whip it around like this and keep my eyes on a target is just so cool. Oh, big miss. That could have been better. But the 3D-ness, I guess, of the cockpit is pretty impressive. You really feel like you're sitting in the cockpit. My damn hand controller's sitting on my lap and popping up in my face. That should be a little better. There we go. There's some hits. I mean, you could really see stuff on the ground better, which is the cool part. So I tend to take these little hand controllers and just sit them on my lap as I'm doing it, because if I need to poke around and press some things, you know, kind of handy to have them there. I think at this point maybe I do need a HOTAS Warthog throttle that has the extra buttons and dials on it. I'm using the TWCS, which, you know, I like a lot. I thought it was going to do the trick and do everything that I needed it to do. But I need to do more. Man, this looks cool. And the sensation of flight is pretty good. I'm really impressed that like 40 FPS actually conveys flight as well as this does. I'm really missing my visual quality that I had before at times, but at other times, due to the fluidity of this, it's pretty damn cool, and I'm able to overlook it a little. Let me come down out of the third burn. We don't need 3 levels of afterburner. But man, does that look good. Now, I think I'm running at pixel density 1.5 right now. I had it cranked up to 2.5, and the only thing that really seemed to happen was the frame rate took a bigger dip, which I didn't think was really worth it. Oh, I missed. But look at that. You could really see the ground targets. That's pretty damn cool. Let's do a dipsy-do and roll over and hit him again. Now, that should do some damage. Yep. Nice. I'm really, really enjoying flying the Viggen now. I mean, I enjoyed it before, don't get me wrong, but like this, it's pretty cool. Come out of burn, and let's hit that guy right there. Boom, boom, boom. Very cool. And there's something over here that's shooting too. Yeah, I see where those guys are now. You know what? I have to admit, even at a higher resolution before, I had a really hard time seeing the actual targets on the ground, even with the labels turned off. And now, if I make a nice little low pass, I actually see things, which is super cool. So these guys... Boom. Whoa. See, and you can really see that guy right there. That is fucking cool. Like I said, I'm still not convinced that the frame rates are, you know, as good as it can be. I'm still not convinced that the image quality is what I'm really happy with, but I can see what people were talking about with the immersion factor. It definitely seems way more immersive in the sense that I have a good sensation of flight, and I can really look at a lot of things without that jerky movement that I was getting with the Track IR. And again, if you don't have anything but Track IR, you're never going to know what you're missing. And I didn't hit anything that time, but I got to come back for those guys on the edge over there. And I'm also flying center stick again with the Monster Tech mounts, which I think is helping me be a little bit more precise than what I was before. Man, this thing's out of trim again. What was that red light? So I think if I come over here at an angle and try to come straight down on them in a row, I might be a little more effective. Oh, all over the place. And I missed. But this looks pretty freaking cool too. I can kind of turn around and see my entire plane. See another plane, see the helicopters. There's my external. It's really hard hitting that one guy. Yes. Got him. One damaged and the other one destroyed. There were a couple helicopters loitering around here too that I wanted to beat up on, but I don't see them now. Oh, there's still something shooting over there. Ooh, right there. Oh, and I missed him. Oh, too soon. I still haven't got aiming these things down 100% yet. There's a puff of smoke over in the distance there. Must be one of our guys went down. Or one of those helicopters we shot. Nope, didn't get nothing that time. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I just wanted to show you guys some of my first impressions with the DCS and the Oculus Rift S. And what some of my results are. I'm getting around 40 frames per second at the moment. It almost seems like it's a locked 40. I've really yet to begin messing with this to tweak it much. I've played around with pixel density a little bit, but that's about it. And some of the other settings, like high and low and medium for textures and whatnot. But right now I think I have everything on high, and I bumped my pixel density down to 1.5 instead of 2.5, and at that point I started getting a like a locked 40 FPS, which was pretty cool. I'm going to make one more pass here before I call it a quits. So it seems like there was a ship right there in front of that big-ass warehouse. Nope. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel. Always looking for those comments and suggestions. And until next time.